So with the start of the season properly in the rearview mirror now, I wanted to look at each region and say who's been the surprise player who's performed well for each region this season. So starting with the Dragons, I've gone with Niall Armstrong. Apart from having an awesome name, when the Dragons signed him from Exeter, he hadn't really played much for Exeter. I wasn't really expecting much. To be honest, I thought he'd be way down the depth chart, and I thought Shea Hope and Morgan Lloyd would be backing up Rhodri Williams, and he would literally play a couple of games a season. But as it has, the way he's played and come off the bench, he's really impacted games, he's really sped things up, and when Dragons have been in a little bit of a hole, he's brought them back into matches, just bringing up that energy and that speed of ball, and he's literally rocketed up the Dragons depth chart, and probably TAT is over the moon with his performance. Sorry. But now he's 100% going to start challenging Rhodri Williams for that starting jersey, and I think it's a good thing for the Dragons to have a bit of competition in that position. Then, moving on to Cardiff, the player that's really surprised me for them is Javan Sebastian. Of course, we're familiar with him in Wales, having been like 6 years at the Scarlets. He then went to Edinburgh and got a couple of caps for Scotland. When I saw that Cardiff had signed him, I thought, again, he's just going to be a bit of a depth piece when Azarati's away. Hopefully he can just fill in a gap and hold up the scrum. But he's been absolutely impressive. He's basically played every game for Cardiff so far. He's chipped in with a few really good, important tries. And he's pushed himself really now to be competing with Azarati for that starting jersey. And to be honest, when I saw Cardiff sign him, I never thought I'd say that. Moving on to the Ospreys, I've gone with Phil Cokanasiga. He has been mega impressive this season. When he signed under Toby Booth, I didn't really know an awful lot about him. He barely played at all last season, only 154 minutes all season. And to be honest, for all likelihood, it looked like it was going to be a bit of a bust of a signing. He's moved around a lot in his young career as well, so I thought he's just going to come and then move on. But this season, he has really performed. He's managed to stay fit, and he's really been a stalwart of that Ospreys team. Another player who has played every game for the Ospreys so far. By comparison, he's already played 468 minutes this season compared to 150 all of last season, so shows how indispensable he's been. What I like about him is he offers us something a little bit different to the other options in Kieran Williams and Boshop. Similar to Owen Watkins, but he can play 12-13, got that finesse, got that little bit of flair, but he can also truck it up when required. Also chipped in with some tries as well, 4 tries already this season, so having him in the squad has kind of been like a new signing for the Ospreys. And then moving on to the Scarlets, I know this guy has only just arrived, but I've been so impressed with Fletcher Anderson. Only played 3 games. In his first game, it was a friendly against Harlequins. He did get on the score sheet, but the last 2 games he's played for the Scarlets, he has been instrumental in those performances, really improving. Against Glasgow, he was a beast. Against Bristol, he was throwing it around. His carrying is so impactful. He's got that aggression in everything he does. He flies into tackles. I absolutely love it. To be honest, he is exactly what they needed. Since losing Fafita, they've kind of lost that guy in who can mix it up. But I think he's come in and replaced Fafita, a little bit of a different player, bit more abrasive, and someone like that they haven't really got in that back row who can take it to the opposition with a strong ball carrying game. Unfortunately, doesn't qualify for Wales yet, but at 22, there is a lot of room to grow, and hopefully we can just keep him there and eventually decide he wants to be Welsh. And that is my list. If there's anyone you can think of that's been your surprise, let me know, and I will catch you on the next one.